Recently I've learned that there are a lot of people that don't know the differences between a drift and a power slide. Can you spot the difference? If not, don't worry, because in this video I'm going to be teaching you the differences between the two. So make sure you listen up, and if you end up learning anything, make sure you send this to a friend that is also confused by these words. As with a lot of terms in motorsport, the definitions can become wishy-washy. With so many people from different cultures and speaking different languages all doing the exact same thing, it's easy to understand how some people may become confused. Take this technique for example. What would you call it? Maybe you'd call it an inertia drift, or a kansei drift, a fishtail drift, or a pendulum turn, or maybe a finnish flick, or of course a Scandinavian flick. All of these names for the same technique originated from different locations across the globe, but in essence they all describe the same action and can be used interchangeably. But is this the case between drifting and power sliding? Both words actually share the same definition: a deliberate controlled skid by a vehicle turning through a corner at high speed. And in many colloquial conversations they may in fact be used interchangeably. However, I think pretty much everyone that is somewhat into motorsports or has ever driven a car in a performance manner would agree that we aren't able to use drifting and power slide to describe the same action. So let's define precisely what drift and power slide mean. In essence, a drift is everything that happens prior to the apex of a corner. You can initiate a drift by any means possible, be it a rip on the handbrake, giving the clutch a swift kick, or doing a Scandinavian flick. But so long as it happens at the entry to a corner or before the apex, it most definitely is a drift. With a power slide we actually keep things tidy all the way through the corner to the apex, but once the apex is reached we abruptly put the power down, which in a car with a decent power to weight ratio will make the back end step out. The key is literally in the name, it's a power slide, achieved by putting power down on the exit of a corner. Now the keen drifters of you will know that we can actually initiate drifts by using the car's power. This is what we would actually call a power over. A power over is again done at the entry to a corner, used to initiate a drift. Another point raised is to do with drivetrains. Some say that rear wheel drive is drifting while all wheel drive is power sliding, and again this is wrong. We can drift all wheel drive and power slide rear wheel drive, they're not mutually exclusive. What's more, some people seem to think that we power slide front wheel drive cars, and this is in fact impossible because the rear wheels don't deliver the power. If we put our foot down on the apex of a corner in a front wheel drive car, it won't enter a slide. But we can drift front wheel drive because we can rip the handbrake or use weight transfer to get the back end out sliding. So now we know the difference between drifting and power slides. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like, let me know what you think in the comments, subscribe for more videos just like this one. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.